everyone, welcome back to Get Your Play Online. My name is Gracie and I will be showing you some fun activities today. So the activity that we're doing today is called the prop game. And the prop game is basically an improv sort of activity. So what improv means is it's basically almost a type of acting where you uh, improvise things. So to improvise means to do something kind of on the spot. So there's no script to it and you just kind of roll with it. So for example, this particular activity, I am going to be using some different props from around the house and I will be acting out different, basically ways to use them that is not the way that they are meant to be used. And you'll have to try to guess what those things are. So for example, if I had a fork and I was going like this, I would be acting out a toothbrush. And so I'm showing other ways to kind of reimagine these particular items. So all you will need today are just several items from around your house. So usually around 7 items is a good number. You can have more, you can have less, but the more items you have, the more or the longer you can kind of keep the game going. So let's get started. I will show you first some of the different objects that I have to kind of give you an idea of what you can use. So I've got a hat here, got a hair scrunchie, bottle of shampoo, a pepper shaker, or pepper grinder, I guess. I have this cool, it's kind of a spoon fork thing. I've got some sunglasses, a top to a jar, fun frisbee, and a key to my house. I also have this beautiful flower that I think I will use as well. All right, so let's get started. So first, what we're going to do is I am going to, as I explained, act something out and you're going to try to guess what it is. So I'll just wait a little bit and then I'll tell you the answer. But it's great if you can try to guess before I give you the answer. All right. Oh, I also have a shoe. I'm going to use a shoe too. So first one. All right. What do we think this is? It's a shoe, but what am I using it as? Put it over here as well. Wonder what this could be. Is it a telephone? Maybe toothbrush? No. All right. It's an earring. So I'm using this shoe to pretend to be an earring. All right. Good guessing. Let's try another object. All right. So, what do you think this is? It's actually a shampoo bottle, but what do you think it is here? Could even tie it onto here, tie it onto my scrunchie. What do you think this shampoo bottle is? Could it be a boat? Or an airplane? What do you think it is? It's a bracelet. So I'm just using this shampoo bottle as a bracelet. So it might not make sense, but that's not the point. The point is not that it has to totally make sense, but as long as the people can kind of figure out what the object is supposed to be. So, good guessing. All right. Let me sit back for this one. Might help you a little bit. All right. What do we think this object is? In real life, it is a pepper shaker or a pepper grinder. Make your food taste good. All right, any guesses? Is it a musical instrument? It's not a musical instrument. It's an airplane steering wheel. See how I'm using it? I'm using it like I'm flying an airplane. I've never flown an airplane before, but I imagine this is roughly what it looks like. Good job. All right, next object. All right, this is a Frisbee. Now, what do we think it is? Oop. I'm gonna have to hold it there. What do we think this Frisbee is? Is it an umbrella? Is it a shoe? Probably not a shoe. Kind of looks like I'm out on an adventure, doesn't it? This Frisbee it's a hat. Good job. That one wasn't too hard, was it? But you can also play a fun game with it too. All right. Okay, this is a pair of sunglasses. Now, what do you think it is? I think I can see you. Can you see me? I think I can see you super close. All right, what do we think it is? Is it a TV? Is it a water bottle? Is it... Okay, I'll tell you. It's a telescope. See how I'm holding it? I'm looking through it. Looking to see if I can see you. Good job. Great guessing. That was a telescope. All right. A lid to a jar. What could this possibly be besides a lid to a jar? Let's see. Let me stand up so I can show you a little better how I'm acting this out. All right. Ready? Okay, and I have it here on my elbow. This one's kind of a little harder. You might see people doing this on a bike path, but I'm not riding a bike, am I? Am I skiing? Maybe. Am I doing a weird dance? Also possible. I'm using it as an elbow pad, like when you go, sometimes if you go rollerblading, or maybe you wear them if you're learning how to ride your bike. It helps keep you safe and helps you from getting scraped up. Allows you to have fun without getting hurt. Always a good idea. Okay, good guessing. Now, I've got this fun fork spoon. which in real life is pretty useful because you can just kind of eat your cereal and then I don't know what else you'd eat with it. Eat some chicken. All right, so now let me show you. All right, what do we think this is? See if I can get it to stay. Whoop. Look at me dropping things. Here we go. What is this? Is it a spoon? No, that is what it is, but that's not what I'm acting it out as. Is it a yard decoration? Is it a kite? Is it a bird? No. It's a mustache. A green silly mustache. Good job. All right, what else we got here? I don't think I've showed you this yet, have I? All right, so what could this, I have one on my wrist too. Okay, what could this be? Here we go. Take this one off so it doesn't confuse you. What is this? Am I doing some sort of weird wave thing? Might look like that. But what does it look like I'm using this as? Have you ever washed windows before? Or seen maybe your mom or dad or somebody else wash the windows? So it's a cleaning cloth or a rag. I'm using it to wash the windows. See, it's like you're through a window here and I'm trying to make it nice and clean. All right, good job. Now this is the next one. It is my house key. But what am I going to use it as? All right. Let's see here. Okay, so this is a lanyard house key thing, and I am going to hold it out here. All right. Ready? All right, what do we think this is? Might not be the most clear demonstration, but think about when if you've ever watched a race, I don't know, maybe you know somebody in your family who has run a race before. Maybe they've even run a marathon. I have not done that. And sometimes at the end, they have, what do they have? Where you run through it. It's a finish line. So basically what I'm trying to show you is that I'm running through the finish line. So this is a key with what's called a lanyard, so something that helps you from losing the key attached to it. And I'm just kind of showing you how you can use something in a different way if you use your imagination. Okay, let's see, have I covered all my objects? Okay, I've got a tissue box. We'll use that too. All right. Maybe you've seen people do this before. Listening to some cool music. This might be too old for you to know what this is. Okay, maybe your mom or dad used to have one of these. All right, what do you think it is? You can also maybe open it up, put something in it. Do do do, baby shark, do 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 do, baby shark, do 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 do. All right, what do we think it is? All right, it is a boombox, is what some people call it. or a CD player, radio, one of those things. Now you probably listen to music on an iPod or phone or something like that, or maybe your parents play it on their phone or through their computer. But when I was little, you had to have CDs. You had to put them into the CD player to play music, so you didn't have an endless amount of songs you could choose from. And I remember getting a CD player and being so excited because I could play my own music. All right. Oh, I did leave one out of this. Okay, this is the next one. What is this in real life? It's a flower. Very pretty flower. Okay, but I'm going to use it as something else. Kind of related to the last one. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life's about a dream. What do you think it is? Do, 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 do. Maybe you've seen people use this before. Maybe if they're on a stage. A lot of times if they're singing, sometimes if they're talking in front of a big group of people so they can hear them. What is it? It's a microphone. Good job. And also a beautiful flower. Okay. So now I'm going to show you another sort of element to the same activity. So let me explain. So I've showed you a lot of different objects and how we can use them to basically guess or act out different things, and you can guess what they are. So you're using things not for their intended purpose. So our next part of the activity is I am going to take these same objects and either use them as the same thing that I showed you before, maybe something different. And essentially what I'm trying to do is kind of the same idea. Do something. So for example, this jar lid. I'm trying to show you how to use it not for its intended purpose, but this time I'm going to talk more and I am going to try to convince you why this thing is so good. So, for example, I could be trying to convince you why this lid, that's what it's called, why this lid makes really great headphones or really great earplugs. So maybe I'll tell you, well, let me just do an example. Okay, so this is actually a jar, but what it can also do, in addition to being a lid for a jar, it can also be great at keeping noise out when you are in a really loud environment. So maybe you go to a restaurant, or maybe you're out watching fireworks and it's just too loud for you. Well, it's great because you can have a jar of pasta sauce and have a lid on it, but you can also use it as an earplug, and it can keep you from hearing really loud noises and help you to stay nice and calm. So that is my example. And for the rest of them, I'm not going to talk about what they actually are. I'm going to just try to convince you why this is such a great thing. Okay. Okay, so these are a sun shield for the top of your head. And the reason this is so good is that sometimes the little top of your head can get really burnt, but these sunglasses are awesome because they'll keep that little part of your head really nice and not sunburned. So you can go about your day very carefree because this little part of your head is protected using this special head shield. And in addition to being a great head shield, you can also wear it as a necklace. If you forgot your necklace, don't worry, you can accessorize using this. If you need some earrings, don't worry. You can also accessorize using this. So there's so many cool things it can do, and you definitely need one of these. Okay. Now I'm going to try to sell you on this fork spoon thing. Okay, so this, it's a fork, it's a spoon, but it also can make you look super cool. Now, maybe you're trying to disguise yourself. If you are going somewhere and you don't want people to see you, maybe you're going to the candy store and you've already been there this week and you don't want them to know that you're back again for more candy. Or, you know, maybe you are trying to just see what it would like to be someone else. Or maybe you want people to think you're older and wiser. Maybe your mom told you that, you know, you can't go to your friend's house, but, you know, you put this mustache on and maybe she'll think, hey, they're older and smarter and wiser and maybe they can make their own decisions. So this mustache, it can help you do that. So that's why you need this mustache. Oop. And in addition to being a mustache, oh no, my disguise is gone. In addition to being a great mustache, you can also take it off sometimes, but only if people don't see you, because you don't want your disguise to be ruined. And you can use it to eat some food. Delicious. Okay. Next object. Okay, so this is actually a fantastic musical instrument. And this musical instrument is so good that, you know, if you're bored, instantly you have something to do. You know, it's a good way to make friends because, you know, a lot of times people, they make friends with people who have the same interests as them. And if you can go with this cool musical instrument, then you can make friends with other people who play instruments, and maybe they'll invite you to be in their band. You know, maybe you'll be in some really cool big band someday because you've got this awesome instrument with you. And you really need this instrument because, you know, it's easy to play. It doesn't take long to learn like some other instruments do. So it's really important that you have something that you can just grab and go. If you see people who look musical, you want to be a part of that, you just need to grab this, shake it around, and you're all set to go. There you go. I mean, I'm having a great time with my cool musical instrument. And in addition to being a musical instrument, it also smells good because it's got spices in it. And it's got pepper in it. And so, you know, sometimes you need a musical instrument, but sometimes you need to add some flavor to your food. And so that's what this is for as well. So it's just multi-purpose, and you can also steer a plane with it, which is really important because, you know, maybe you're on a plane and the pilot says, hey, we lost our steering wheel before you take off, and you need a steering wheel. And you could say, hey, don't worry, I've got something that can help. You just put this on, or I don't recommend you steer the plane, but the pilot steers the plane. You're good to go. All right, next object. Oh, I didn't show you this one before. Let's see what this is. Now this, it's just a fun thing that you can play with. You know, maybe somebody asks you to do some chores and you can say, hey, sorry, can't, I'm just kind of tied up right now. Get it? Haha, tied up. So you can have your hands in these rubber bands and say, hey, sorry, too busy to help. My hands are tied up here. Maybe you can also use it as just, something to do if you're bored. Maybe you're waiting, maybe you went to the grocery store with your mom or dad or someone else, and they're taking a really long time to slice some cheese at the deli counter. You're just so bored, but you've got this, and it can solve all your problems because you just play with this and you're not bored anymore. You can also use it as a hair decoration, or you can even tie your hair up with it. So there are endless things you can do. And this is the boredom buster that you need in your life. All right, next object, we've got this. Now this might look like a shampoo bottle to you, but it is actually the best friend you will ever have. It goes with you anywhere, and it just keeps you company. And you might think, what's so special about that? Well, everything. Everyone needs a companion. Maybe you're at an amusement park and they say, oh, we're only taking groups of 2 on this ride. You can say, don't worry, I've got my friend right here. Or maybe, you want to sit at a bigger table at a restaurant. If you're going to a restaurant, you can say, hey, I've got an extra friend here. And you can get a bigger table for you and your friend. Maybe you just, want some extra space. If you were at school, you don't want anyone to sit on the desk next to you, or you want to pick who sits there. You put your friend there, you say, hey, sorry, somebody's sitting there. Maybe you also, maybe you're out and about and, somebody says, hey, you need an adult with you to be able to come to the store or do something. Got your friend right here. All right, let's just do one more. We've got a tissue box. Just kidding, it's not a tissue box. It is actually a great place to really set anything on, to display something. So maybe you want to display something like this cool art piece. Well, you can use this box. And you need it because it's a special box. No box is as good as this box because it is just the perfect size. See how square, rectangular this is? And this is the best box that you could have. You can set anything on it. Maybe your hands are tired too. You can set them here. Really saves you a lot of trouble. Or maybe you need somewhere to rest your arm. Rest it here. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you've had a long day. It's a pillow too. It can really do anything. And that's why you need this box in your life, because it's the best. And it can really just improve your life a lot because there's so many things that it can do. Okay. All right, enough of that game. So thanks for playing along. Now I'm just going to give you an idea of a game that you could do on your own time. So, a game that you could do on your own would be there's a game called Mind Meld. And what it is you and another friend, you would each count down three, two, you would count out loud. You would say three, two, one. And then at the same time, you both say a word. It can be any word, usually an object. You want to use kind of an object or a place. So it could be something like hat or beach or, I don't know, pizza. So it can be pretty much anything, but you want it to be something that you can either see or touch, um, as opposed to just a random word like the. It's not super helpful in this game. Okay, so what you do is you both count down three, two, one, and then you both say a word. So if I was playing this game with somebody else, I might say pizza, they might say lotion. And what you have to do is you have to try to find what these two different words have in common. So pizza and lotion. Pretty hard to find something similar between those, right? But you try the best you can to find something similar between them. Maybe you would say store, because you can get both those things at the store. Or you might say grocery store. So say pizza, lotion, and then after that, you both count down again to say the word that you think it might have in common. So you'd say three, two, one, grocery store. And you probably don't both end up saying grocery store. So the way this could go is, okay, the first round you say pizza, or pizza and lotion. The next round you say three, two, one. One person says grocery store, the other person says, I don't know, beach. Maybe because a day at the beach you might bring some lotion and you might bring some pizza. So then you have to try to find what's in common between beach and grocery store. And I would think the thing in common is sunscreen. So you'd say three, two, one, and then you'd say the word again. And I would probably say sunscreen. Somebody else might say umbrella. So that's kind of how it works. And yeah, that's kind of the easiest way to explain the game. And if you're in a group of people, instead of just two of you, what you would do is you would raise your hand. So after the first two people, so me and somebody else say, we both say, or one of us says grocery store, the other one says beach or something. And then if you're in a big group of people and you think you know what those two words have in common, you would raise your hand. And then you'd wait for one other person to raise their hand. And then you would say three, two, one, and then you would both say your word. So I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, hopefully you can find the game online. I've heard it called Mind Meld, and it should be able to explain it. But I hope it was helpful if you want to play a game on your own. Thanks so much for joining me today. Had a lot of fun, and I hope that this activity has helped you to see how you can use your imagination and how you can take things like this boring key and make it something really fun and exciting, like a finish line at a race. So I hope you have a lot of fun trying this game at home with your friends and family, probably your family, and I hope to see you again next week at 11 a.m. For another fun activity. So next week starts our themed weeks, and our first week is going to be around the world. So we are going to do an activity that is based on that theme. So I hope you have a really wonderful weekend, and I hope it's a nice day outside where you are. It is where I am, and I will see you next week. Bye!